Oh, it's on my phone. What? Oh no, I didn't switch.
Good morning and thank you, Eli. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on my phone now. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Eventually, we'll get it fixed here. Eventually.
It's okay. Plenty of time.
So we're doing a special thing. Ronnie is having had twin boys, grandchildren.
Oh, wow. Miles Babruk is
Great grandchildren. Sorry.
How many? I'm sorry?
Great grandchildren. Twins.
Great grandchildren. Mazel tov. Wow. Babruk.
So I told Ronnie last week. It's okay.
All right. It's not picking up my phone right away, but let's see if he stays on. Okay. Let's see how it goes today.
Good morning. I told Ronnie last night. I asked him if he's coming. He says he's coming. So open Siman Reish Samachay. Reish Samachay is 265. Yoredea 265. And the halacha of twins is written there. And you will see amazingly, even though the Shulchan Aruch says to do it, one beracha, Sfaradim and Ashkenazim are not doing it. They're doing it differently. It's one of these places that real life dictated what to do. Oh, I'm waiting for this halacha to run it on the Reish Samachay. Hamar גמוהל מברך אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על המילה, not למול, על המילה. The Gemara says in Pesachim, why is the text? In the morning I say להניח תפילין, להתעטף בציצית. Why is the Mohel saying, okay. And why here is the bracha is על המילה? The Gemara says because the Mohel himself is not commended. It's the father's job. This is Ala Milah. Hashem commanded us a mitzvah Brit Milah. The Avia Ben.
Will the bracha change if the father does the milah?
Yeah, very good. So Shulchan Aruch is saying in a minute that according to Rambam, if the father is a Moher, he would say Hashem Kedushan and Mitzvotav Mitzvah Lamul, not Ala Milah. Very good. Very good.
I never understood how they let the father do the milah, but anyway, it's like a surgeon operating on his son.
Only if the father is very experienced.
So why don't we say Shaliach Adam Kamoso? Why can't you say that if he's
we are, but the question is it's considered as if the father is saying, but the bracha is the moher. In a minute. So look again, אמר מברך אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על המילה. ואבי הבן מברך בין חתיכת העורלה, after the removal of the עורלה לפריאה, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו, להכניסו בבריתו של אברהם אבינו. This is the Ashkenazi custom. Of course, the Sephardic custom is that the father says first, להכניסו בבריתו. We spoke already numerous times. It's a machloket in the Rishonim. Is the bracha להכניסו בבריתו ברכת המצוות? Then it has to be recited before. This is Maran says do it before. Some shitot in the Rishonim say that the bracha is ברכת שבח, not ברכת המצוות. We are praising Hashem, so this is why you say it after.
So just going back to what Lara said. So if I sent somebody else to do Kiddushin for me, he would not say Hare at Mekudesh li. He would change the. Okay.
Good, but the topic, Larry, the topic is a wide topic. Every time you make a shliach to do a mitzvah, who makes the bracha? You and the shliach. Everyone speaks about it in Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim, Hilchot B'dikat Chametz. Was very often. I mean, the bottom line, Larry, the question is like this. Is the bracha on the Maaseh mitzvah or on the one who fulfills the mitzvah? The Maaseh mitzvah is done by the Moher. He's making the cut. The fulfillment goes on the father. This is really the bottom line The question, can the shaliach make? I make you shaliach to put a mezuzah, yes? Let's continue. Oh,
Mabruk Ronnie.
Thank you. I get two Mabruks.
Mabruk Ronnie. And a Mazal Tov. Mazal Tov, Mazal Tov.
It's a Friday before you know it.
God bless. Mazel Tov. Really wonderful news.
very, very good. Okay.
You know, there's a theory here. Years ago, you make the investment, now you collect the dividends, right?
Beautiful.
So we were discussing that the bracha is ala milah because the mohel himself is not really commended. It's the father's, it's your grandson's obligation, and he is making right before the milah. The mohel gives the father the knife, or he tells him, "Please appoint me a shaliach. Please appoint me as a shaliach."
So why can't we say the same thing? Let's think about it. What about Tkiyat Shofar? Why don't we say Allah Shofar, Al Tkiyat Shofar? Isn't it very similar?
By shofar, the mitzvah is mainly to listen to the voice. So me and you, or the man who blows, are in the same category. This is why we saw around Rosh Hashanah, if the shofar is a stone shofar, the bracha is okay. Why? Because she'ena mitzvah ela b'shmiat kol. Rambam says, ve'en b'kol din gezer. So we saw also the machloket, Sfaradim and Ashkenazim, is the bracha la'achris. So we cited before. After we explained what is the okay. Look now in the Ramah. Look at the Ramah. Ve'im sham. Right here in the small print. Ramah. Ve'im ein avi haben etzel hamilah. Let's say the father is in the army. The father is not here. יש מי שאומר שאדם אחר מברך ברכה זו. והרי הבית דין מצווים למולו. The Gemara says if the father is not doing it, it's a mitzvah in the community. Okay, now listen how the Ramah is listing what we all do. ספרדי כאשכנזי. ונוהגים שמי שתופס הנער מברך ברכה זו, which is a סנדק. Today you never saw it, because I never saw it either when the father was not there. Okay, וכן, אם האב בכאן ואינו יודע לברך, so the סנדק will say the ברכה. Fine. Listen to this. האב והמוהל כשמברכים צריכים לעמוד, yes? But this is, remember, this is a general rule by every mitzvah, You stand, you learn it from Sfirat HaOmer. Okay? Then he says, יש אומרים שכל העם שהם אצל המילה יעמדו. This is what we all do, ספרדים ואשכנזים, even though this is a Ramah, you realize. שנאמר, ויעמוד העם בברית, it's a covenant. The two babies today are entering the covenant Hashem made with us, him and Abraham. He is entering the covenant as everyone is standing.
So specific to Milah, that other people who listen to the bracha
V'chen-
understand.
וכן נוהגים, that everyone is standing, מלבד התופס הנער, the סנדק is standing. I'm sitting, I'm sorry. Now, listen to this interesting text that if you pay attention, slightly different Ashkenazim and Sfaradim. ואם אחרים עומדים שם, as every ברית מילה, including today בעזרת השם, אומרים כשם שהכנסתו לברית, כן תכניסהו לתורה ולחופה ולמעשים טובים. כשם שהכנסתו. So when people are saying it today, who are they saying it to? To the father. הכנסתו. The Ashkenazi custom is to say, כשם שנכנס לברית, כן ייכנס. So the bracha is on the baby. You understand? כשם שהכנסתו, כשם שנכנס. He continues.
More appropriate in a way on the babies, but
Okay.
you want,
See, there are two ways to look
you
at
want
it.
the father to be there to enjoy it as well.
And that's-
So is it on the baby or is it on the father?
This is exactly
There's
two
a whole list of
opinions. See, the point is, if you say to the father, you're saying that today, you fulfill the first mitzvah that you obligate as a father, you should fulfill other responsibilities that you have as a father. כשם שהכנסתו לברית, כן תכניסהו לתורה, is obligated to teach Torah, ולחופה, the Gemara says in Kiddushin, the father is obligated to help his son get married, ולמעשים טובים. If you say כשם שנכנס, the way Ashkenazim say the baby, the first mitzvah in his life is fulfilled today, yes? So we are wishing the baby, today the babies, כשם שנכנס לברית, okay.
It's funny, the chuppah though is usually, would be after he's 13, so he's already a man. Where else do we see that a father responsible for a man?
The Gemara learns out.
Obligation.
When the Gemara in Kiddushin is listing the 5 obligations of a father to his sons, and the first is a Brit Milah, the second is Pidyon Haben,
Right.
the third is the Lamdot Torah, the fourth is to help him find a job, and the fifth is to help get married.
So the
This is
four,
the
so
Bible.
4 and 5, 4 job could be less than 12, 13, but 5 is usually over 13. It's already a man, so you're wondering
Correct.
if it's okay.
But the Gemara
Yeah.
learns it from the Pasuk.
We have Zet Hashem, we have Pidyon as well.
You have a Pidyon also, beautiful.
I was designated the Kohen for Zet Hashem.
Oh, very nice.
Oh. Here this is 30
You're
days,
gonna
Ronnie is
keep- you're
going
gonna keep
in
him
3
out.
weeks.
Oh, next week.
You mean Ronnie let his, what was it, his daughter's child?
Next
Well,
Friday.
Yeah, week for Friday.
Now, this is a delayed Brit Milah. So the Pidyon Haben will be next week.
30 days.
Which day?
Next Friday morning.
Next Friday
Next
morning.
Friday morning, they're making the Pidyon Haben because they
That means Ronnie's daughter, he let his daughter marry a non-Kohen or something like that?
This is
Of all you guys, of all the people,
Well-
Ronnie, and all the people in the world, you let your daughter marry a non-Kohen.
Each of the 2 daughters married Yisraelim, and I was the Kohen at the Pidyon of the first great grandson. also.
And many, many more, Ronnie.
one that he wanted to give himself a chance, when the baby a chance that he should be the Kohen and
After
the Pidyon.
I have to practice the text. I have to practice the text.
Beautiful. Wow, what a simcha. Ooh.
There's also a nice custom on Pidyon Haben that you sell the coins also. And the money goes to tzedakah publicly.
And if I gave you the Hoshech HaPeretiv also. So the grandfather on the other side of the babies, we were waiting and waiting. He says, I was born here to support, he says. And I'm wondering if they're going to be boys. So sure enough, Hashem was boys. And the boy, the oldest one, is born on Eretz Sukkot as well. And it's been named after him today as well.
Really,
So,
the grandfather who the baby is named after
born
was
Eretz
born
Sukkot,
out
and
Sukkot
his
also.
grandson now is going to be named after him. Is also
Good.
born Eretz Sukkot.
You know, in the Sephardic community, the babies are named after the grandparents who are alive.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Wow.
ואבי הבן הוא המוהר, listen carefully, who gets the ברכה בורא פרי הגפן? שולחן ערוך is listing the father. You realize why? Because bottom line is the mitzvah is his mitzvah, yes?
Yeah.
Or המוהר, who is really performing the mitzvah,
Yeah.
or אחד מן העם. So by us,
Change to the
it's
rabbi.
אחד מן העם only because you have to give something to the rabbis, but שולחן ערוך said the father,
Wow, I
מוהר,
never saw that.
מברך על הכוס בורא פרי הגפן. ויש נוהגים,
Well,
It's
why,
not-
this is a kosher bracha,
it's a kosher bracha, you see in a minute.
and doesn't that, if it's a kosher bracha, wouldn't that tend to make,
Why your question is significant? In a minute.
okay. That means it sounds like a mitzvah and not a,
ליטול הדש בידו. You never saw it in your life, but here in every ברית מילה, they have a בסמים, and someone is designated to make a ברכה. Here it's from the Rambam here. ויש נוהגים ליטול הדש בידו ומברך עליו, להריח, whatever. You know, today normally they give perfume, whatever. ואומר, okay, so remember, the ברית מילה is over. The בורא פרי הגפן we're giving, hadash we did, look, this is the bracha now. The one who is holding the cup. After he says, Borei Pri HaGefen, he says, Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kiddash Yedid MiBetel. Who is the Yedid? Normally, it's Yitzchak. It's Machlokes in the Rishonim, obviously. Kida, you have it right. It's we have two different things here. So, ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם, אשר קידש ידיד מבטן, וחוק משארו שם. And the bracha is really an amazing bracha. Shem commended Brit Milah to Abraham. Yitzchak was first one to be born with this command as a newborn. Okay? ונוהגים every ברית מילה, ספרדים או אשכנזים, כשמגיע האומר לך בדמייך חיי, נותן מהיין באצבעו, לפי התינוק. You know, normally it's a ceremony and everyone is excited, but you realize what is the meaning of the word b'damayich chayi. Right? The blood that was shed from you will give you life. But if you look at the historical life, the blood that the Jewish people shed, this is sometimes it's very frightening. Okay. So if you look carefully today, as you say, put his finger and he cleans. This is why he cleans his fingers before with the alcohol. Okay? Okay, בפי התינוק. וכשהמוהל מברך ברכה זו. If we assign the moher to make this beracha, רוחץ תחילה ידיו ופיו. Yes, ידיו ופיו. Why פיו? Why does he? Because he was doing metzitza and he has the blood in his mouth. Yeah. So what Nathan said before is right here, Seif Bet.
Oh, wait, can you go back for a minute, Rabbi Prague? Is the juxtaposition of those two brachot at the end, after the milad, would that make them a shevach or would that make them a mitzvah?
That's for sure Birkat Shem.
Okay, good. That's what I want. Okay.
The bracha is, Shem, thank you for commending us to have a berit and commending Abraham and Yitzchak, and then there's a blessing there. Schazot, okay. Now Nathan said before, אם אבי הבן מוער בעצמו, מברך למול. Why למול? Because he is commanded. See, the moher today, yes, is not commanded. The father of the baby is commanded and is making him a shaliach.
So why don't you have the bracha on matzah on the say the night? La'achol matzah. Why is it al achilat matzah?
Yeah, so as always, we have to the Rishonim in Psachim in this sugya having the list. He's asking a good question. The mitzvah should be al le'achol matzah, not al achilat matzah. The real part of the answer is the original bracha is. Al matzot u'merorim yochlu, yes? So it's a matzah, Pesach matzah u'maror. Bayas, it's only matzah because there is no korban Pesach, yes? Pesach night, normally in the time of the Mikdash, you have two mitzvot. The mitzvah of matzah, that we still keep, but the other mitzvah is to eat together. So since it's not a unique bracha that, but we'll,
okay.
If we have time, maybe tomorrow, Honey will be tomorrow, so maybe we'll extend it tomorrow. We'll have to look around. Okay, let's continue. But yet, see, this is the Rambam. So, in the Sephardic Brit Milah, if the moher is the father, it says the mother. Says the Rama, ויש חולקים וכן נוהגים. Who are the חולקים? תוספות הם מany ראשונים. They say after the bracha was established, על המילה, we're not changing it by who makes the brit. But this is again, it's a discussion. Shalom lechalek. But look at the next halacha, a very interesting halacha. Ger, a convert, shemal kodem shenitgayer. He's an American boy. That the brit milah in the hospital is a good. He converts. Now you have to make an incision and draw a few drops of blood. גר שנתגמר, קודם שנתגייר, או קטן, rarely it happens, the child is born already, כשהוא
Oh,
מהות,
yeah.
כשמטיפין ממנו דם ברית,
Last week's
אינם
parsha.
No?
Last week's parsha.
אינם צריכים, יוניס, אינם צריכים ברכה, there's no need for ברכה, why? Because there's no mitzvah brit milah, it's only,
Even if they
so
draw
the
blood?
covenant, no,
No,
it
it's
is,
not really a
it
cut.
says when they are ready to draw the blood, there's no need for ברכה, וכן אנדרוגינוס, הם מברכים על מילתו, this is a big discussion, אנדרוגינוס is a object, a chefta of both, so we're not sure, so you make the brit milah, but cannot make the ברכה, because of safek berachot, it's not so simple, why? Because it's not really a safek, he has both.
Yeah,
See,
it's not like
okay, so this is
the other
Machloket.
one, what's it, what's covered.
Tumtum. This is, there's no time to go into it, but this is the Machloket Rambam and Ravid. The Ravid says there is a Machloket.
He has a
Yeah.
You
milah.
know something, he has a Milah.
Right.
The fact that he's, so to
If
say,
you want to come to halacha, if he's a Nikevan, has a milah, what's the halacha? You know, talk to him.
Bemet, I never said, but someone told me, spoke to a surgeon once, and he told him there are many babies that as they are born, and doctors make decisions right there and there, how to cut, yeah, and
I guess nowadays you would do a genetic test and see what the chromosome of the XX
Yeah,
for a girl
whatever,
or
yeah,
XY for a
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
That would be the first thing to
Yeah,
guard
But
you.
that's after the fact. saying,
No, it's not after milah. You do it as soon as,
As soon as they know.
As soon as there's a problem, you do a quick check, I guess. Yeah.
okay, the minute Sif Dalit is interesting, but since it's a milah of twins, let's jump to see if Faye then come back. Okay, today is a milah of twins. Before we look in, let's say Rani, you move to a new house and you're putting mezuzot. You have 8 doors. You're not making 8 brachot.
One. We had this
Making
discussion in
one-
the family. We don't know the
One,
answer.
one
Is
beracha.
it two
And
berachot?
don't worry, it's not your discussion.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone agrees.
Next time we're doing the Zohar, do we have to say it twice? No, it's only once.
Okay,
He changed the language.
The Zohar makes a difference.
I know.
I'm talking about the Kata Mitzvot. Everyone agrees. You see, the trick is to first to see the facts. Everyone agrees that the 2 mitzvot are done. Each baby
Each one
is a
has-
mitzvah. The question is again, this morning, did you make 2 brachot and tefillin and one? One.
Only one.
Why did you
made
make-
two?
Why did you make one? You have 2 mitzvot. One is at the end, one. The answer is within seconds, I'm putting the second one. The Rambam is listing it as 2 separate mitzvot.
Yeah.
So logically, in today's Barit, if there wouldn't be thousands of people or hundreds of people, and everyone is talking and everyone is busy, we would definitely, the Moel would make one beracha, that do it with the baby, the first, quietly, where is the second baby? Finished. You would prepare the 2 babies, and the same is every 2 consecutive mitzvot, one
One
beracha
beracha will do.
covers. So and Maran says so, don't worry, it's not Maran
But in
says.
this case, we purposely have a break.
The question is why. Maran
Yeah.
says not so. Yeah.
Right.
Says Maran Seif El you have Seif
Sure.
מי שיש לו 2 תינוקות למול, here is your case. 2 תינוקות למול, יברך ברכה אחת, he says one ברכה covers both. Again, 2 מזוזות, 2 תפילין, okay? ואפילו עם 2 מלים, even if you would have 2 מוהלים, baby A,
Oh,
baby B, even, says one ברכה, one makes the ברכה.
And he's coming the other one.
הראשון יברך על המילה, ועולה גם לשני.
Maybe I shouldn't say bracha on Kohanim b'musaf.
In a second, in a good,
There's a
say
break.
that.
There's a
break.
break.
Oh, so maybe there's a break in the baby. I mean,
No,
I don't know.
that's a big split.
That's what I'm
That's a very
saying.
big split.
See, the idea is, of course,
That's
he
an
was
hour
talking,
break.
he
This
was
is
talking
5
this,
minutes.
let's prepare the 2 babies.
Yeah, already.
Undress them.
Ready to go, ready to
Make the
go. Like
bracha.
assembly line.
Do you realize that when the Moel does it, it's less than a minute?
Yeah, especially Mars Abraham.
Why don't you have two mohalim? Why don't you have 2 mohels, 2 mohalim?
The
He said
Shulchan
he was
Aruch says even if you have 2 Moalim, but it's 1 mitzvah that is duplicated, there's no
It's
need.
like eating hamotzi and having the and getting.
What is the difference between Amotzi and this? By Amotzi, you can eat an hour, but the bracha is only to give you permission to do. Here you have two babies, each baby has
That's
his own obligation, it's a Bechan the Hefta of the, look at what
And
he
what
See,
about-
says.
you tell me what Maran says, but Maran, to do that, you have to on purpose
Let's
make it so you go
consider-
one after the other without it. Why
Obviously-
should you do
obviously-
that?
Obviously,
There's
we
no-
are going to answer the puzzle
Okay.
that Rani said we spoke. Because every time, but
What
it's
about the Abi?
important to realize,
What about this?
first what Maran is saying, we have to clarify the case.
Okay,
It's a very simple,
okay.
straight case.
What about the Abi Aben? He has
Let's continue, we didn't finish. והשני יברך אשר קידש ידיד ועולה גם לראשון. ואפילו אין הנער לפניו. Theoretically speaking, the other
Yeah.
baby is in the
Wow.
bedroom. But as long as you have in mind,
Shadato.
yes,
Yeah.
כיוון שדעתו עליו, רק שלא יסיח דעתו בינתיים.
Wow.
אבל היא דרמה, אם סח בינתיים, if you talk in between, או שלא היה דעתו על השני, you don't think, צריך לברך twice. So this is the reason. I looked last night, I mean it's obvious, but the Aruch HaShulchan says, but even though Maran says so, this should, but since there are always a lot of people and there is a lot of talk, you know, there's excitement and this and that, we are making a separation. This way, it's clear.
Two
So,
distinct acts. so to speak.
okay.
Let the mohel talk between two and finish it.
Okay, but it's much more exciting if you take a little break, people talk, you know, and then
Okay.
you gave already the name to
One.
one, but it's important to realize it's not,
What's that?
it's not
What's
a
that?
unique situation. Because we have situations like this, yes.
So
Okay,
if you do mezuzot in your house, and you did
You don't
you
talk.
did four of them, you
you
don't
don't
talk.
talk in the
Or if you go outside to get something from your
Here's the-
car, you
here's
start
the
over
point.
again.
Here's this. You're putting mezuzot on your door. You put already two. Then you get a phone call from a friend and you talk there for 2 minutes.
So you're-
And you make another bracha. Yes?
Same
Because
concept.
each mezuzah Eli, is a separate obligation. Understand?
So you can't talk.
No, you can't. Rabbi, when I walked
Hey,
around with my son, with 30 mezuzot, he couldn't talk for 30 minutes.
Okay. Okay. It's important to know that we have the power to shut up for 30 minutes.
Not
you
easy.
know?
It was crazy. I mean, I couldn't.
Yeah, but this is exactly.
So Rabbi, if the Rabbi, when they name the baby, they're talking, right? So they have to make a second berachah then.
It's the same. It's the same if you washed Friday night and you notice that there is no salt on the table. So you tell
Right.
for wherever you say, where is the salt? You have to say bracha again. The speaking is,
because it's about this,
but
about the mitzvah or whatever it is.
Right. Racham David told me that. Yeah, you could
Yes.
actually talk as long as you're not
this,
talking about just anything stam.
this is
That's
part
about
of
the Yankees.
now the question.
Oh, they-
Yes.
No more.
But now, what happens if the Brit Milah is on the first day? Would you say Borei Pri Hagafen or not? So look at Seif Dalet and the third line. Seif Dalet, go back. Dalet, third line. You see this? Ve'im, here, ביום הכיפורים, you see ביום הכיפורים? I purposely skipped the first 3 lines. ביום הכיפורים ובארבע צומות, according to the שולחן ערוך, לא יברך על הכוס. Don't say בורא פרי הגפן, why? Because no one is going to drink it. מי הוא? but בגימל צומות, take out יום כיפור. 10 בטבת, 17 בתמוז, 9 באב, yes? If the mother is there, remember it's within 30 days of her giving birth, look, ויהיו בגימל צומות מהם שהיולדת אינה מתענה, she's not fasting, יכול לברך על הכוס ותטעום ממנו היולדת. You hear? But look, אם היא שומעת הברכה, are you there, Larry?
Yes.
Oh, no,
They see the phone, that's all.
the face disappeared. ומתכוונת שלא להפסיק בדברים בין שמיעת הברכה לשתיית הכוס.
Yeah.
See, this
You have to
again
have it in mind.
requires training, and the mother is so excited, yes, You have to tell her from the minute you hear the beracha, yes, till the beracha and the name is announced, don't talk. Then you will drink.
So we had it happen on one of these fast days. They did it late afternoon and they brought a child
Okay,
to drink the wine.
okay,
Take the
okay.
wine.
So maybe when you could say, when you put the finger of the wine in the baby's mouth, maybe you could say the bracha. counts
Okay,
to
Eli,
that.
you hear what Eli said?
Is there a shear? Do you have to drink a shiur?
What you are saying is later in the idea. So Eli is saying something interesting, but if we accept what Eli says, sounds interesting problem. In a minute, look. So again, if the mother is there, except Kippur, she is not fasting, we can tell Moher, as in, or whoever says the Borah Pri HaGefen has her in mind, that she drinks. Fine. אם היא שומעת הברכה ומתכוונת שלא להפסיק בדברים בין שמיעת הברכה לשתיית הכוס. אבל ביום כיפור בתשעה באב, שאין היולדת יכולה לשתות. The leniency is of a יולדת,
Doesn't apply.
unless it's in the first 3 days, which is Brit Milah in 3 days,
No.
if she can, she has to fast. אין היולדת
Wait a second. Does the drinking of the wine have to do? Hypothetically, Ronnie once mentioned that he drinks on Yom Kippur. Could Ronnie be the one who drinks?
Yes, he can be the one, correct.
It doesn't have to be a relative.
Correct. If you have a person in the shul, that he halachically has to drink, so he can be the one. If Eli said before that they can take a child, or Rani said they took a child, certainly a fellow that legally can drink. Look further. So, אין מברכים על הכוס. ובתשעה באב, says the שולחן ערוך, עשה הדסים בשמים, למה לא מאיתינה? מטעמה, ואין מברכים על הבשמים במוצאי שבת, שחל בתשעה באב. Okay, עד כאן is Maran. So again, Maran is very clear. Unless someone legally can drink, like the mother, except Yom Kippur, don't say Borah Pri HaGefen. Comes the Ramai, look at the Ramai. ויש אומרים, שמברך הכוס בכל התעניות, ונותנים הברכה לתינוקות קטנים. This is Rani of you.
Yeah, that's what
So
happened.
here, whoever told you to do it is following here Ashkenazi custom, not what Maran told us not to make a beracha, yes? וכן פסק כתוב, וכן נוהגים, וביום כיפור נוהגים ליתן לתינוק הנימול. This is a big problem. Why? He's not chayav b'bracha b'chlal. What do you mean? Listen good. Let's say the grandfather is making Borah Pri HaGefen. Takes a the tip of his finger to the baby. He's not chayav. Okay, so this is a source of a big discussion. It seems that this course, is it a cultural bracha, or be'emet no one has to drink, but we make Borah Pri HaGefen to make sure it's not the bracha l'matala. This is not the time. When you talk about drinking at the wedding, the bride and the groom, you come in.
What's the difference between the nimol and the tinikot kitanim?
Oh,
He says kitanim already.
Kitanim, 6, 7, 8.
But
Right.
kitanim, he's already telling us they're babies and they're small. Tinokot kitanim, meaning they're under.
No, they say, but at least they know the concept of bracha. Here the baby is.
I didn't feel like he said when he says kitanim. I didn't feel like he's saying that. But tinokot, he's calling them tinokot. So, all right.
Well, okay, there we saw. Now, listen carefully. Jump to see Vav. Remember, Baruch Hashem, in the communities that we are, every Brit Milah has many people, Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
Is it a requirement or not?
You have to have a minyan?
You have to have a minyan or not?
It's interesting.
Says Shulchan Aruch, Heicha de'efshar, if it's possible, avdina lemilah ba'asara. Heicha
Yeah.
de'lo efshar, avdina בפחות מעשרה. It's enough if the moher is there and the father is there, or the moher himself is there. But as always, we would like to publicize, yes, the mitzvah.
Sometimes you have homes that people are not so observant, but they bring a mohel, they wanna have it, and they have it in
Right,
their
right,
apartment.
right.
So they come with
Right.
So, for example, let's say in COVID, actually, so you have 6 people on the 8th day and you have 10 people on the 9th day. You're gonna do it on the 8th day.
The eighth day. The eighth
So
day.
you're not
is the
gonna
mo-
push the 8th
Yeah,
day.
good question, good question. Eli says if you have a church to have 10 people on the 9th, do it on the 8th.
So 10 people are not Mark Cave, obviously.
This is exactly what Shulchan Aruch is saying. Now look and see if Zion, כשהאב עצמו מוהל את בנו, הוא מברך שהחיינו. ואם המוהל הוא אחר, if not the father, יש אומרים שאין שם ברכת שהחיינו. This is the Ashkenazi custom. There's no שהחיינו לברית מילה. ולהרמב"ם, this is the Sephardic custom.
And the reason is because it brings pain?
In a second, yeah, ולהרמב"ם, לעולם האב מברך שהחיינו על כל מילה ומילה. So this is the Sephardic custom based on this Gemara, based on שהחיינו על his ברית מילה. וכן,
Right, so let's ask, so if there are 2 children and they're 2 different Brit Milah, 2 Shechianos, 1 Shechi.
today you'll make two שהחיינו, because the שהחיינו is the mitzvah of ברית. Every year. וכן נהגו, this is a copies from the Rambam. וכן נהגו בכל מלכות ארץ ישראל, בסוריה וסביבותיה, in Egypt. The Rambam is saying, now I'm an Israeli, so I didn't know in America they're not making Shechianu, so the breed of my first son, I said Shechianu. Rabbi Zimmerman says to me, you're in America, so the rest I didn't do. But here, in Israel, the Pharaoh, Minhag Agra, I mean the real, original Israelis, not whatever, yeah. So you say Shechianu. But the Ashkenazim, huh?
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm living. Okay, so everyone is wishing Rani, the father, the babies. Shem שהכנסתו, נכנס לברית, כן ייכנס לתורה, לחוקה, למעשים טובים, אמן.
Amen.
Have a wonderful day, continue tomorrow, maybe tomorrow we'll talk, who makes the bracha when the shaliach makes the mitzvah. Remember, this is really the question came up
What
today.
about the Avi Haben? Is he saying you don't have to write it?
Yeah,
Two separate acts. It's 2 separate acts.
whatever, I remember, whatever the Mullah tells you.